Thank you for logging on to this webinar. I'm going to make this a brief one. I'm going to be going over the American Amicable Final Expense product. My name is Tim Johnson. I'm the Director of Marketing with Saving Options and Solutions. You can see down towards the bottom of the page, we have a website, finalexpense.business. We have an agent login where you can put in the password live transfers 01. And all of our training materials, these videos, product documents, scripts, everything like that is on the website. So you have easy access to them. So let's go over the product. We'll skip the 2-week timeline. We've probably gone over this. So here's their final expense product, Senior Choice. First, American Amicable is an A-rated company by AM Best. We have all the company information on our website on a PDF document. You can download that. The product we're going to be going over is the Senior Choice product, which is for the ages 50 through 85, since we'll be dealing with seniors with final expense plans. So I'm going to cover up the younger ages section, and I'm going to go over this briefly because, again, we do have the product information on our website in PDF format that you can have and go over. In a nutshell, American Amicable, they don't have a guarantee issue product. They have a regular final expense product with 3 different levels. You can see the percentages paid out column. They have the immediate death benefit. If the prospect is in good health, the beneficiary receives the death benefit from day 1 if they pass away. Then they have a graded plan, which for the first 2 years, if the client passes away, the beneficiary receives a percentage of the death benefit, 30% in the first year, 70% in the second year. And by the 3rd year, they get 100% of the death benefit if the insured passes away. They have a return of premium plan, which is similar, where the first few years, they just get return of premium plus 10% of their premiums. So you can see they have different age groups there. For ages 65 to 85, it's a 2-year wait. So for the first 2 years, if they pass away, the beneficiary will receive their return of premium plus 10%. After 2 years, they would receive 100% of the death benefit. You can see if they're a little younger, ages 0 to 64, that's a 3-year return of premium plus 10%. And after 3 years, they would get 100% of the death benefit going to their beneficiary. With any of the plans, though, if they die by an accidental death at any time, the beneficiary gets 100% of the death benefit. Okay, you can see on the right-hand side, they have the minimum, maximum amounts, and the age amounts, or I'm sorry, the age limits. For the immediate plan, it goes up to $35,000 of death benefit if the insured is age 50 to 75. If they're older than that, the maximum benefit is $20,000. And on the graded and return of premium plans, it's also $20,000. They have 2 nice no-cost riders added onto the plan. The first one is the terminal illness benefit, and they can receive up to 100% of the death benefit if they have a life expectancy of 12 months or less, 24 in some states. They also have a nice confined care benefit. And usually on confined care benefits, the benefit kicks in after the insured has been confined for a certain number of days. Well, with this plan, they just have to have their policy for 30 days. And then after that, at any time, if they're confined to a nursing home, they can receive a monthly benefit of 5% of the face amount, up to $5,000. I'm not going to go over these paid riders. Again, they're on the PDF, and we don't like to put paid riders on these policies. These policies are going to families with not a lot of money, and they're looking to get the funeral benefits, or I'm sorry, the funeral bill paid, so they're not leaving a big debt to their family. So if you put riders on there, that's going to be less death benefit that they'll be able to afford. So we'd like to keep the riders off of there, the paid riders. You can see they have nice sheets here, make it nice and easy to quote. They have the age on the left-hand side, the face amount on the top there, and you just meet in the middle and see how much the monthly premium is. You'll notice on the top left, it says male non-tobacco, and on the top right, immediate death benefit. They have these sheets for male and female tobacco and non-tobacco, and also for the immediate, the graded, and the return of premium death benefits. It's a simplified issue plan, so there's no medical exams or blood work, yes/no application. They run an MIB check and a prescription drug check, and they have a nice liberal bill chart. and they rarely need a telephone interview unless the payer on the policy is not the applicant, spouse, or child. Okay, so if at all possible, you want to keep the insured as the payer and the owner to limit the extra work needed on these. So they have what they call a mobile application, and that's their e-app. You can see the website is insuranceapplication.com, and it's called a mobile app because originally the agent would have the client sign on either their mobile phone or a tablet. So the agent had to be face-to-face with the clients. Well, then when COVID hit, they allowed voice signature, and so you don't have to do the face-to-face signature on the application. However, they still kept calling it a mobile application, which is kind of strange. Okay, so I'm going to click on it and go to the website. You can see up here, insuranceapplication.com. What you'll do is you'll click on mobile application, and you'll click new application. I have a few saved on here just so I don't have to input the information when I'm doing webinars, but when you click new application, it'll take you to the same area, this page right here. So what you're going to see is you'll be putting in the personal information of the client, but before you do anything and you want to know how your client's going to be rated based on their health, you can click underwriting questions. And it'll tell you here in each section, if they answer yes to any of these questions, how they'll qualify or not qualify for the plan. So for example, if they answer yes to any of the first 3 questions, they're not eligible for any coverage. Okay, you go to the next section. If they answer yes to any of these, they qualify for the return of premium death benefit plan. Go to this next section. If they answer yes to any of these and they've answered no to these, they'll qualify for the graded death benefit plan. So they make it real simple on finding out how you'll be quoting your prospect. Okay, so you can do that before you even start taking the application. Then you'll go to the top here and go back to quote. You'll fill in the personal information, tobacco or non-tobacco, plan type. Now this is important. You're going to always want to check this box. Let's say you're quoting the immediate plan and you do the e-app and it comes back to where they only qualify for the graded plan. If this isn't checked, you're going to get an amendment with your policy. But if you keep this checked and they qualify for a different plan and accept it, you won't have an amendment issued with the policy, which is nice. Next part is riders and benefits. These are all the paid riders, so I always just keep those blank. Amount of insurance, this is nice here. You can quote by either the face amount or the premium. So let's say you're quoting someone $12,000, which is about the average of a funeral. You can put in the face amount, go down here and click quote, and it'll tell you $12,000 of coverage will cost this person $73.63 a month. And let's say the client says, well, that's too steep for me. I can do, let's say, $65 a month. You can click go back, scroll back down here, and in this amount of insurance section, put in 65 for the monthly premium, and then click quote, and it'll tell you how much coverage they'll get for $65. They'll get $10,542 of benefit. So the prospect says, okay, that's fine. Let's continue with the application. So you'll click that. You'll answer these health questions again. You can see they have a coronavirus questionnaire, and I'll go over that in a little bit. Basically, if they've recovered from corona longer than 90 days ago, it's not a problem. If they've had corona within the last 90 days, you have to wait until they've been recovered for 90 days before they can get the coverage on this. So you'll answer all those, click continue. Then you'll see right up here at the top, payment method. You're always going to have bank draft as the payment method. I have direct on here just so I don't have to input all of this information because if you don't have the right information on here, it won't let you go forward. But basically, you're going to put in all the information in there. You can sync it up to their Social Security payment schedule, which is nice. And I'll go over that in a little bit with you as well. But let's put direct on here so I can go forward with this. So then you're going to put more information here on the client, Social Security, emails, where they were born, doctor information, all of that. Here's section, is the owner the proposed insured, and is the payer the proposed insured? Again, if at all possible, answer yes to those. Otherwise, there's going to be extra forms, or let's say, for example, the owner is not the proposed insured, they'll have to be on the phone as well. Okay, so then you're going to put the beneficiary information in. You can put in as many contingent beneficiaries as you want to. It's going to ask you if the prospect has any current disability, life insurance, or annuity, and if they're replacing anything. So you'll answer those. They have this applicant designate. They can designate someone else to receive premium notices if their policy is going to lapse, which is nice. So you can click that, put in some information in there. Generally, they'll put in, let's say, a relative. So if something happens in the insured, something happens with their bank account and the money isn't coming out, and the insured doesn't see the notices, a third party can receive notices that the policy is about to lapse. If something isn't taken care of, then they can go to the insured and help them keep their policy in force. So that's kind of nice to have. You see it's on California residents. Some other states have it as well. Okay, so then you're going to continue to the agent statement. You'll put in your agent information here. They'll ask the replacement questions again. This agent number and agent name and all that will come up pre-filled for you. So then you're going to continue to signatures, and you're always going to do a voice signature. So when you get to this page, just follow all the instructions on here, okay? They have this voice signature script, so you can click that and it opens up in another tab, and you can always go back to the app tab here. So what you're going to do first is you're going to call this 800 number or this 254 number if for any reason the 800 number is busy or anything, which I've never seen have to happen. The app number is going to come up on your screen right here. And when you call this 800 number, it's going to prompt you to input the app number. So you'll do that, followed by the pound key. Okay, you always need to do that at the end of things. So be sure to follow these instructions word for word. And then you're going to hear this call is now being recorded. And that's when you'll start reading word for word here. You have to read it verbatim. And at the end of each statement, let the client answer. It's very simple and easy. It takes a few minutes because it's a lot of wording, but this is the way that they're able to do voice signatures. So you'll just have to go on through and do it all. When you get to the end of it, you're going to hit the pound key. Okay, read the items from the script and allow the individual to respond. Then press the pound key to terminate the recording, and this will disconnect you from the recording service. Once you're done with that, you're going to click this button down here. Click to verify recording has been received. Once you click that, it'll take a couple minutes, and then a message will pop up and say voice recording has been received. It'll display it here on the screen, okay? Once you see that, you're going to see a button proceed with application transmission. You'll click that and you're done. Nice and simple and easy. If at any time in the middle of it, the client has to stop and you need to finish this some other time, you can click save and return to applications up at the top there, and it'll save it for you here. So you won't have to redo the whole thing with the client. Okay. So let me go over a couple other things on this app here. Okay, I mentioned on here, let me get in here. Okay, I mentioned on here, you're going to want to check this so you won't need an amendment. Also with the coronavirus, as I mentioned, if they've recovered more than 90 days ago, they're okay to be issued. And on the bank draft information, you can see over here, they can click yes and sync it up with their Social Security payment schedule. And depending on when they receive their Social Security benefit, you can choose one of these options right here, okay? So they make it nice and easy for you. It's going to be coming out of their checking or savings. This is a good way to help with your persistency because they know that the check will be coming out after they receive their Social Security payment, so they'll have some money in the bank. When you get to the end of the e-app, a decision is going to pop up for you. It may be, these are examples of some of them. It may be that the proposed insured has been approved for whichever plan you put in, and that's great. There might be more questions that pop up that you'll need to answer, or you can see in the bottom right, it might require a telephone interview with the proposed insured. Something is going to pop up and let you know the status of the app. In most cases, there's going to be a decision right then and be approved. Okay. As I mentioned, we have scripts, and I'll go over these on another webinar. Thank you for being on this webinar. There's my contact information and the business, finalexpense.business website down there that has all of these training materials and other materials and scripts and videos. And I look forward to working with you more. Good luck.